Hi, and today I want to give you a short and sweet video on outlining fonts. So how would you do that, and what do I mean by outlining fonts or outlining text? So whenever you are finished with your project and you're ready to send that over to the printer, right now you have your fonts editable, so you haven't outlined them yet, and outlining them is turning them into vectors. If you were to have this postcard and we're going to send it off to the printer as a PDF embeds fonts into that file. Usually, in my experience, that works pretty well. However, I personally have had a couple of instances where I had a unique font, kind of like this cursive one here, where once I sent it to the printer, I've replaced it with something else. And so the reason that is because a PDF embeds fonts so that they can be read and opened correctly at the printer. But on occasion, you might have a situation where that font does not render. And so ideally you would have that outlined, because that can ensure that the text renders correctly, even if those fonts aren't installed. So it's a really, really simple thing to do. And so what you're going to do is you're going to click the text box, not necessarily highlight. All you really need to do is just click your text box, and then you're going to go up to type and then create outlines. And that's it. All right, so now you can see, we'll zoom in here, and if we click on it, you can go ahead and I will do the pen tool here, and you can see all the individual anchors here for that font. So you can see that it's been converted, which is easy and fantastic. The other thing that's really simple, I'm going to go ahead and switch down here to the back. You can click multiple text box, and then you can do them all at the same time. You don't have to do them individually. So we're going to do it again. Type, create outlines, and then you can see that they're all now have all their different little vector anchor points on there. And so they've been converted into vectors. Easy enough. A lot of times I'll just kind of go in and double check that I can see that. So it got converted over. All right, the only downside, of course, to doing this and outlining your fonts is now that they are converted to vectors, they're no longer editable. So one thing I would recommend, that if you think you're going to be using this postcard as a template for later times and you want to be able to update this, before you outline your text, maybe just go ahead and make a note of it or set that individual text box over to the side. Say something like that, so that you have that next year that you can go ahead and use that same font, and then you would just outline it each time. So that's typically what I'll do, is if I know that I'm going to outline it and I don't have to hunt for that font later on, I'll just set it over to the side. The rest of my artboard's cleaned up, so that's not something that's going to get lost. Great, so you have it outlined. Whenever you send that to the printer, you'll get the exact fonts that you want. Nothing will be messed up in the printing, and it'll be a beautiful print job, just like you designed. All right, well, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to my channel to be notified of new videos uploaded. Thanks.